Hey guys, Delta 6, thank you guys for joining us again on another video. So we're going to do something different. We're going to start a series of videos throughout our time while we're on patrol, during incidents, trespassings, anything of that nature. We're going to name it True Story. And there's actually a joke behind that. But I'll save that for another time. But nonetheless, guys, in this instance, we would normally add our body cam footage in the series, but for this one, unfortunately, it was a minor, so we could not do that. But I will tell you guys a story, and as the title states, it is a true story. I wouldn't lie to you about that. So always keep that in mind, guys. But this video, it started off in the morning with a complaint of a video of somebody at midnight trying to open up an apartment door. And they had a Ring camera, and it clearly showed the suspect's face, and that he went for the doorknob and saw the camera and took off running, right? And at this point, guys, we get this video, we're studying it, it's my shift that I'm covering on the site, and I wasn't expecting to find them, but I said, let me just go ahead and study the images, the picture, so I know who I'm looking for when I do see him. I'll recognize him. And it just so happened later that night, I was doing patrol. I noticed one of our gym area doors was wide open, and usually these doors are locked up and you need a key fob to get in, so it's not something you can just leave open. So I went ahead and I cleared the gym. Everything was clear, and as I was done clearing it, I turned on the lights, and as I was walking towards the other exit, I noticed there was a black male running from one building to another. So I shut off the lights, I got out of the exit, went through the pool area, walked around the building, and the suspect comes around the corner. So I went ahead, guys, and approached him and asked him where he lives. He says he lives in that building on the upstairs. And then he proceeded to tell me that he's just visiting family. And at that point, when we get that information, we usually think they're lying to us. So I went ahead and proceeded to tell him, you need to show me which apartment, and so I can verify that you do live here, or you're visiting, or whatever the case may be. Now, at first, I thought he was going to run because it was the way his body language was. But then he made, an about face up the stairs and opened up the door, and called for his mother to come out. So his mother and grandmother comes out, and they're asking, hey, what's going on? I explained to them I wanted to verify that he is visiting or staying in this apartment, and they said yes. Is everything okay? And I explained, this kid, my understanding, he's 14 years old, but he fits a description of a video we got of a black African American male trying to open up an apartment door last night around midnight. At that moment, the mom just didn't say anything. She didn't seem like, no, that's not my kid, blah, blah, blah. She just stayed quiet. And I said, well, let me show you the video and you tell me, because he looks identical to the person in this video, and I don't think that's just a coincidence. So I went ahead, showed the mom the video, and at that moment, you could just see everything inside of her drop to the floor. Like, she just completely was shocked out of her mind. And immediately she started questioning her son while I'm trying to question her son, and she's a hell of a lot louder than I am, of course, because she's livid with her son at this point. And I went ahead and questioned him. The kid said that he was just playing a game. He was knocking on doors and running because he was bored. And I see a lot of kids doing that. It's not something new. I did it when I was a kid. But on that video alone, it shows him trying to, rather open up a doorknob. But when I looked at it with his story, the fear in his face, realizing there was a Ring camera that caught him, when he turned away, his hand hit the doorknob hard to where it sounded on the inside to the residents that were there like someone was trying to break in their apartment. All right, so at this point, guys, there's going to be a lesson in this video, and the lesson is pretty simple. If I had just went off of what the video showed me, that someone was trying to break in and that was it, at that point, guys, I would automatically assume that he's at that point committing a felony, he needs to go in cuffs, and he needs to go to jail, right? But instead, I played it cool. I was calm. I asked questions to get his side of the story, which nowadays, guys, is very difficult for people to do, it seems, because there's innocent people going to prison. There's police assuming what they see in a video, that's the evidence, and that's all that matters. You're getting a felony and I'm getting a promotion, right? Well, when you look at it from his side of things, that he was just playing that game, I realized at that moment that this kid wasn't a bad kid. You know what I mean? He was crying already. I already contacted the non-emergency number to have law enforcement come out. And he sat down, and after he was done crying for a bit, he was watching cartoons on his phone. So at that moment, I decided to talk with him. And what I explained to him is what I'm going to share with you guys, because I think it's an outlook that a lot of guys in security don't have. What I explained to him was, in that video, law enforcement has a police report and they're looking for him right now as we speak, right? And if they had found him, they would automatically assume that he's armed because he was trying to break into an apartment, right? And you need some kind of knife or something to break into a door, right? Move locks around and pop the door open. So at that moment, if they had found him, they would have had their weapons drawn. And I explained that to him. They would have had guns pointing at him. And if he made the first wrong move, if he got scared and just made the wrong movement, guys, he could have lost his life. He could have been shot. He could have been injured. He could have been tased. Whatever the case is, he would have been traumatized for sure. At the minimum, right? And to the maximum, lost his life. And they wouldn't listen to his story. They don't care. They see the video footage. They say, okay, it's a slam dunk in court. He's going to jail with a felony, right? So I explained that to him, and I explained how lucky he is that I was the one that found him, and how I'm here to not just catch people doing dumb things, but to also help them understand what they're doing can end up where they lose their lives or they ruin their lives. And that's what I love about doing security, guys. We have to make a change in the kids. We have to try. We have to be calm and collective whenever we're dealing with any situation that is not obviously a situation where we need lethal force or there's a violent crime in progress. Obviously that's not the case in this situation. And whenever we're not in those situations, we should try to listen, ask questions, get to the bottom of exactly what their intentions were, and then present that to the police, let them decide what they want to do. But in this case, I was able to fight for this kid, right? I had all the information. I spoke with the kid. I spoke with his siblings. I explained everything that can go wrong and everything that I'm going to try to do to make sure that he doesn't go to jail and that everything goes right in this situation. And needless to say, we were able to just get him trespassed, no criminal charges or anything of that nature. But it scared the living crap out of this kid. And that, I hope, changed his life around to where it opened up his mind to start thinking differently, start thinking better, to start making better choices. And he had 5 or 6, sisters and brothers and cousins or whatever, his siblings that were younger than him watching all this happen. And we talked with them as well. We were joking with them, we were being cool with them after we explained all the bad things that can happen. And if you got bad friends or you get bored, whatever the case is, come to us. You want a football? We'll get you a football. You want something to occupy your time because you're bored? We'll help you with that. We don't want you to go and accidentally knock on somebody's door, hit a doorknob, or shake a door handle, and that owner just so happened to have a gun right there on his table and start shooting through the door and killing them. Or the police responding to the call, they got the description of these kids, and the kids get shot because it's dark out. The police don't realize that they're just kids messing around and playing. They think that there's an actual threat, someone trying to break into apartments, someone trying to cause harm to others and invade into their homes. All right, it's a serious crime. And we see things on both ends of the coin when it comes to this, guys. So the moral of this true story, this episode, and this series is going to be how we did, what we did, how we changed someone's life, what we could have done better, to really bring security as a brotherhood and sisterhood or whatever the case is together, to not judge, harshly, but to say, I was in a situation like this is what I did, this is what I find works for me, so that we learn from each other's situations, because not every officer is going to go through this situation like I went through last night, or like another situation I went through a week ago. Their situations are always going to be different than ours. So before we get in those situations, it might be nice to have some of that knowledge from other officers that have been through that. And that's my goal, guys, to bring a community together and touch base and, learn from each other and try to do better by not just ourselves and to make our jobs safer for us so that we go home at night, but to make a difference in kids' lives, because these kids are obviously the future, because we ain't getting no younger, and these kids are getting older, and our kids are going to be in that same group as them, right? Our kids, who knows, might cross paths with these kids. And if this situation turned out badly and I put him in cuffs and I told him, hey, he broke into the apartment and I didn't get his side of the story, the police didn't get his side of the story, and he got out and he didn't change his ways, who's to say that he didn't come across our kids when they're adults, right? And cause them harm. But leaving a good, feeling in this kid that someone actually cares, that wears a uniform, that wears a badge, that wears a vest and a gun, that they literally saved my life that day and made me think differently. Maybe that's what it takes to change the future. One kid, and in this case, it was several kids that we might have just changed their lives, right? And give them a different outlook on police and security and anyone with a badge, anyone with a gun. We change the way that they think so that they don't get in trouble or get themselves killed or get themselves in a situation where it is really bad, guys. So, definitely leave some comments down below. Let us know what you think. Especially our first episode. I'm sorry I couldn't put the body cam footage up for you guys, but maybe the next one will be an adult this time, and we'll get some body cam footage. And we're going to be making other videos as well on a new duty weapon that me and my partner just got. So stay tuned for that. It's got a lot of gear that's going to go attached to it. But I appreciate you guys and watching our video and taking the time. for us and supporting us. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell notification. You know, we're gonna have a lot of cool videos coming up. We're gonna have a lot of knowledge coming out to you guys. And you know, like I said, what's it gonna hurt? It's free, and we're gonna create a community, you know, a network of security of brothers and sisters coming together and helping each other, making our lives easier, making our jobs easier. But once again, guys, thank you for coming back to our channel and watching this video. And until next time, be safe and have a good night, and God bless.